with Mark Wilson v Josh Rock against Owen Bates. It was a wonderful World Cup as well, wasn't it, Rob?
Terrific, Chris.
108.
I have to say, one of my favourites.
Right, and so nearly another victory for the Welsh duo of Price and Clayton. Very close again. Anderson here looking at 166 to set something up, but Hood has a 3-dart combo
94.
to come in early with a breaker throw.
Needs the treble 19, gets it, wants the ball.
Oh,
Game
wow.
shot.
Well, Justin Hood.
It's going to be on the line for certain players currently. The final qualifying place is occupied by Barneveld, but he is surrounded by people that could certainly shuffle the pack. At the moment, Michael Smith would be the... Well, Michael Smith and Dimitri van den Bergh, two former... Well, a former world champion and a former winner of the match play currently.
24.
Not in the event.
Gary Anderson missing chances to get on the board. And Justin Hood could make him pay a heavy price here on double 16.
Game
Goodness
shot.
me. 2 ton-plus outs. As Anderson missed chances there. And he's 3-zip down here, the former world champion, the former match play champion. Well, he's going to have to make it soon, Chris, isn't he? Because
46.
3-0 is not insurmountable, but many more to nil would start to get a little bit worrying, even for someone of Gary Anderson's class and caliber.
180.
You talk about him making his move, Chris. I think you were right.
41 after 9. Possible 11 darts. So you just want to get it done and just get a chalk on the board. Wow, double 16 for Gary.
Game shot.
And it's nailed. And it is an 11-dart break of throw. Oh, always have a speculation about Q School.
140.
News too today of the extended World Championship field and all the qualification criteria that will be in place for the World Championship, which
100.
Chris, you were saying earlier, we both know will come round quicker than we think. Tops here for Anderson. Really important dart this. And can't find the target, much to his disgust.
And the way Hood's been finishing, you certainly wouldn't put this past him. It's gone the right way. 2 at double 15. Gary can't watch.
Game shot.
And that's why. Oh, he's opting for the 19s again.
123.
Great recovery after a very disappointing opening dart, and seeing 19s again. We're having a 19 off rod.
133.
Channeling their inner Madders Rasma here. 15 for tops for Gary Anderson.
95.
Well, this now for the match, and it's much more manageable than the 160 he had a pop at earlier. Treble 18. Leaves double 8s, double 4.
Game shot and the match. Justin Hood.
A superb victory over the former world champion. Gary Anderson played his part there in a superb match with a ton-plus average, 105 actually, but still beaten comprehensively by the left-hander by 6 legs to 2.
$99.
Vincere is a player that sort of plays in spells where you think, hang on a minute, has he found that extra gear?
161.
Great use of all of the board.
A dart at tops for BVP. Only found it. And really needed it too.
Jitsi van der Vel.
Brilliant darts.
180.
And Bergh van Peer now possibly 4-2 in front. Double 19 must be found and is not. No dart at double therefore for Richard Vincere. And Van Peer now, all things being equal, barring accidents, will have 2 darts and a double to go 4-2 up here. From 0-2, oh my word. Double 6. It's not a total disaster if he hits it. He has hit it.
Game shot.
Well, it wasn't the approved route, Chris, was it? But it doesn't matter now.
No.
In the last 16, when they beat the English Dream Team, a night never to be forgotten for the German players or their supporters.
140.
And you can't keep that level of emotion and adrenaline up forever. It's impossible. And Shindy going out early here.
122.
Oh, double 18 cleans up.
Where has that come from?
Oh, Vincere here in complete control of the 9th leg. And really
137.
muscling his way back to a 5-4 lead, it seems. Almost certainly from here.
Yeah, this is a kind of leg I anticipated that was going to come in the 11th.
May still do, Chris.
Yeah.
Double 16. And that's an 11 dart leg from Vincere. An absolute highlight of the match for him. Only 60. But Vampire's going to need 140, you'd feel, from here. Oh, and that another bounce out. That's 2 in a matter of legs.
Was a real risky dart, though. It didn't look particularly inviting from being sat here without having it right in front of your eye line. Always looked like that could potentially happen.
85.
Oh, how big was that last dart? Gives this leg a completely different look if that's only 45.
.77.
So he's got 6 darts from 95 down here, Richard Vincere. Double 8 for the match.
79.
And that double 8 has proved very troublesome.
Yeah, doesn't want to know. Almost really got to approach this
89.
a little bit different and be super aggressive at this one and try and leave yourself an alternative double.
Double 8.
Game shot and the match.
He finds it
Richard
this time
Vincere.
with no fuss, and Richard Vincere has edged through against Bergh Vampire. What a match that was. 2-0 to Vincere, 4-2 to Vampire, then 5-4 to Vincere, then all the way to 5 each, and Vincere gets home in a decider.
They look like they got a bit of a future.
.98.
Well, Crabtree can heap some heat on that 1-1-2 here if he can put in something significant from 1-1-1-8-2 down.
100.
Leaves tops in an unorthodox route.
Game shot.
But an accurate route. Takes him down to 2-2-1 against the darts
41.
after 6. Three-figure visit here will put him first to a finish.
60.
Can't quite find it.
.100.
Real pressure now from Gurney. May go ball. Yeah, good shot. I like that play. Single to double combination, isn't it?
And he will going to look at it because Crabtree could not come up with the high tariff 3-figure outshot. Double 18, the pick for Daryl. Lovely finish again. Another pop from Daryl Gurney. Yeah. 2 on the trot.
Good board management from Daryl. Another seed gone. Jack Tweddle, another player that's
51.
Come in for MVG's absence. And he's got the better of Ryan Joyce, 6-2.
82.
Well, Crabtree could still win this leg if he doesn't take this out, but he will become very vulnerable if he doesn't. Tops it is. Oh, what a lovely finish when you've been on the wrong end of a bit of a caning for 4 or 5 legs.
Backed up the 1-2-5. with another 2 treble turn.
140.
As does Crabtree with a great 140.
If I were to ask you what Daryl Gurney's average in this match is, Chris, I'd hazard a guess that you think it's higher than 97 and change.
I would.
So would I, for that matter.
Yeah, the scoring, well, the combination of scoring power and great finishing.
64.
I think a couple of legs that, well, certainly a couple of the 3 he's lost. He was a fair bit back, wasn't he? It's probably what has affected
100.
the average. What?
97.8 at the moment, so it's still very, very presentable,
80.
but it's probably not quite as high as we thought. We thought it'd be in 3 figures the way he's been playing, but it's not. It'll still be enough if he hits this double 18.
Game
delight
shot
for
and the
Daryl. A
match.
very impressive performance coming off the back of that World Cup triumph for Northern Ireland. Cameron Crabtree led early, but he couldn't hold on. And Daryl Gurney breezes through by 6 legs to 3. To force the immediate break back. That's his MO here.
140. Check. 100.
Going about it in some style here. Just 100 there. Splits his score to leave exactly 100 when he returns.
60.
Tops it is. Oh,
Game
yes.
shot.
Really good.
Yeah, super reply. He's not the persona you would sort of he portrays in real life. He is very much
41.
one of those that sort of almost is like an actor on the hockey. Plays the way he wants to play.
Yeah. Well, one can adopt a character. I mean, you could name a lot. We talked a bit about Peter Wright today. Peter Wright couldn't be less like Snakebite off stage, could he? Peter Wright goes onto stage and becomes Snakebite.
Correct, yeah.
Off stage,
somebody who's he's shy, isn't he?
You barely recognise the man.
No.
42.
Only gives Grulich a chance here. That leaves 60 for Bull. That leaves the bullseye. Oh,
Game
bingo,
shot.
right on the button. That's a beautiful finish to stun Scott Williams and retake the lead. And he needs this leg now, Williams, because he's found himself in trouble having lost the last 2.
100. $97.
Great switch down to 132. But his throw is under pressure again. May use the ball. Yeah,
65.
rightly does to leave a treble to double combination. Oh, another one of those. Say this is right up his alley, the 132.
92.
The kind of shot that would inspire him.
Oh, what a great first dart, leaving 2 in hand at double 18.
Game shot.
That is a simply superb finish from Grulich. And he makes it 3 legs on the trot, and he's 4-1 up now, and you couldn't say cruising, but certainly in control of this match.
Keeping his hopes very much alive for a place in the World Match Play, and another max. Well, 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 where has this leg come from?
$137.
Well, okay. Treble 16, dart
83.
1 on a 9 on 141 Rodders. What say you?
Interesting. And he stands there as if nothing out of the ordinary happened. He looks like a man who missed a double 12 at the end of it all.
48.
But he hasn't won the leg.
Oh, he can find himself 1 away from defeat. Oh, he's found the 51. His combination shooting. Can he find the double 18? I think he's having another look at that. Let's move slightly to the left, and that was more than enough. So Scott Williams on a 9 opts to start on the 141 on treble 16. Has lost the leg.
Around in the dark.
Well, you've just put 6 darts in one target, so your eye and your range and your weight of throw is
100.
And if you want to leave the 36, and you just go 45 after a 7th treble 20.
41.
Well, we've seen Littler go the odd route, haven't we, to end up on double 15?
Yeah, well, that's next door to his favourite double. So
yeah,
and he does use 51 a lot.
Yeah, using the treble 17 to get to double 15. Maybe Scott Williams thought, I'll show that Littler. I'll go something even more outrageous.
I mean, even on 81, he goes like not on a 9, just on 81 he goes 51, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. 80. Yeah. Fascinating stuff. And Scott Williams' 3 darts, he can throw them where he likes. Grulich here is looking for the match, more importantly. That's what he's focusing in on.
Game
and he's got it, and he's done it.
Grulich.
All the fun and frivolity from Williams, the serious, sharp shooting from Grulich, and he's won the match. That is the important thing here in the Players' Championship, first round Players' Championship 17. Dominic Grulich 6, the flamboyant Scott Williams 2.
Bergh has been comprehensively outscored at the moment.
Very much so.
60. $140.
A little bit of pressure now on this 76. He's only going to be 1 dart at tops for 3-1.
56.
And once again, he's just a little bit low. That dart's to in all 4 legs so far, Keen Barry.
Game shot.
And Dirk van Dijvenbode has hauled himself back onto level terms.
$100. $56.
Dirk is starting to get a little bit red in the face here. He's getting a little bit frustrated. Double 16.
38.
Another opportunity goes begging for Barry.
We'll be back for double 16 unless this whopper is reeled in. Oh, unless. Oh, my word. Keen Barry turns away in disbelief and quite possibly disgust because Dirk van Dijvenbode there has produced something utterly audacious. If he fails to hold here, Van Dijvenbode goes within 1 leg of the match and a place in the last 32. If he does hold, 4 each. It'll be 3 legs left. Who can win 2 of them?
92.
Not down to a finish. So Barry's got 2 visits here at 140 to level up the match.
100.
Nicely done. Nothing Dirk can do here. But look to apply an element of pressure. Another one of those would be good.
96.
For Barry then to take us level again at 4 apiece. Well, this time he's over the top, but just beautifully. And it is 4-4.
$95.
Well, there's literally nothing in it at the moment. Damien Heta has beaten Steve Lennon 6-3.
96. $100.
We're at that time of the game where 1 big visit or 1 big miss could determine the outcome. Great first start for Dirk. 12 leaves tops for a 5-4 lead. And Dirk delivers. Brilliant finish A ton plus out, and he now leads by 5 legs to 4. And Willie O'Connor 5-3 up over Nico Springer.
Van Dijvenbode now touching the turbo, pummeling in a maximum to leave 88 after 9. He will have multiple
58.
visits to sort that conundrum out to reach round 3.
88 needed. And he'll just leave it handy.
56.
And he says, I'll have a look at double 16 when I return for the match.
140.
Barry keeps it interesting, asks the question. Dirk Van Dijvenbode, does he have the answer?
Game short and the match.
Emphatically yes, and Dirk Van Dijvenbode wins from an unpromising position, brushes Keen Barry aside, and moves into round 3 with a 6-4 success.
Noppert starting to find a scoring range.
140.
Oh, that's a great last start. Powered it through.
84 left for 3-0.
100.
Double 20 is found, 2 at double 12.
Game
Double
shot.
12 it is. That's more like it, Mark, isn't it? 3-0. His best leg of the match by some distance.
Yeah, and he'll be pleased to get that done in 2, only having missed all those doubles, a couple of breaks. And he's 3 to the good, and I think more worryingly for Stefan Hendrik, Noppert is starting to find that red bit.
100.
But that time couldn't quite force his way through. And Hendrik here, certainly with that treble, it's a great visit. So this could be an 11-dart leg for Hendrik.
$96.
Can he get a leg on the board? Certainly can. Double 14.
Great
Oh,
shot.
yes, that is an 11-dart leg as forecast by Mark Wilson. Oh, yes.
140.
To leave 100.
This will be for a break. Oh, another one of those. Leaves tops for a 1-4-2 out.
122.
Can't quite get the tops.
Tops, there's one. There
Game
is 2,
shot.
virtually in the same hole. Can't put his finger on a big treble. Oh, this now is getting increasingly edgy for both players.
199 he's got left. Oh, that's a great
123.
dart. Had to hit a treble there.
$140.
Another there. Leaves double top for a spectacular finish.
107.
That was wild. 118 for the lead. 98. Not going to get it. Getting nervy.
Yeah, treble 18 was the target. Couldn't find it. 3 the target now. Bottom of the board to the southwest. Double 16.
Game
yes,
shot.
Danny Noppert regains the lead. Looked in a spot of bother at 4-3 behind, but he's won back-to-back legs to edge back in front.
Visit from Hendrik. Big visit from Hendrik.
140.
Down to a finish.
Well, halves his score to all intents and purposes. Noppert looking to leave himself something manageable here. Will need another big treble to
99.
do so. Can't find it. Leaves 1, 3, 2.
Not without a chance here, Hendrik.
77.
Good last start. The champagne shot to win it.
Got it. Another there. Can't find the second red bit.
92.
But what he has done is left top. So Hendrik now has to take this out, you feel. Or he might do. Double 8 to go to a decider.
48.
Oh, agony. for Stefan Hendrik. And excitement for Danny Noppert, who closes in on double 10. Gets it.
On the match.
That was hard work. That was hard graft for Danny Noppert. That was really hard work for Danny Noppert. The Dutchman is through. He freezes out Stefan Hendrik in the end and gets home by 6 legs to 4.
Like, well determined, the winner. I think that facial expression
47.
told a big story there. Peter Wright's going to get a look at the 1-2-1.
Double 17 leaves the bullseye.
96.
Oh, it's very close, but it's not in, and James Wade will be relieved.
Opted not
52.
to go double-double. So Peter Wright has had a dart to in all 3 legs so far. Has got darts you would feel here for a break. Double 12 for a 2-1 lead.
Double 6.
13.
Well, I struggle to remember the number of times I've seen Peter Wright go 1 double 12 on 25, but it won't be many.
Game shot.
And James Wade 2-1 up without really looking convincing. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he beat Humphries in the final?
He did. Beat him comfortably as well.
Which is, you know, winning a final is difficult. But beating a player of the class of Luke Humphries just adds to the level, the tariff of difficulty. And Van Veen cleared that hurdle, as you say, with some aplomb.
Yeah, he did.
180.
Oh, yes, Peter. To leave double 19, should he wish to go that route, he can split it. He will have that opportunity afforded to him. No matter what Wade leaves here.
96.
So choices for Peter. Straight at it. And now he must split the 19. Leaves double 8.
Game
Gets
shot.
there in the end. Peter Wright all square at 2 each.
It has 2-2-1 then for Wright. Great start. Oh, this is good.
180.
That is very, very good from Peter Wright.
Double 17. The machine.
97.
Peter Wright now eyeing up 41 to put some clear daylight between himself and his old rival. 16. Oh. Well, treble 8, I'm sure he'll be looking at, aiming at. There are other alternatives in and around that area, but he's found it. The tops. There it is. Back on song, back on the mark, back on tops. James Wade defies the maximum from Peter Wright during that leg to hit tops and level up. Maybe they just turn up for work and carry on doing the task.
Maybe they do. Wade on throw here.
85.
When I will do that tomorrow, Mark, after all the excitement of sitting next to you all afternoon. I'll be pumped up with excitement and adrenaline, but I will turn up tomorrow at the Mattioli and do it all again. Don't you worry about that.
Good man. Ever the professional.
180.
You talk about professionals. That is wonderful from Peter Wright. He's playing so well in patches now. A third maximum, 3-0, my word.
Look at this. 153. Brilliant from James Wade. Watches Wright hit the maximum and then hits him back with a 153 and a fist bump from Peter Wright. Well deserved.
So 2 legs running. James Wade defies the right maxi and wins the leg anyway. Wonderful again from Peter Wright, but bear in mind we've seen multiple legs in which he's hit a maximum and Wade has still won it.
40.
Two old stagers going at it. And here's Peter Wright. He'll leave tops
100.
after 12. And it looks for all money that we're going to the final leg.
60. $20.
Not just yet.
$58.
Wow, that is a mile away. But
Game
that
shot.
isn't. Took some getting there in the end for Peter Wright, but he does take us to a deciding leg, and it's 5-5.
Not those two trebles, I hasten to add.
No, that could be the beginning of the end. Certainly if Wade can stick another one in there, and he does.
140.
Well, Wright came up dry and Wade weighed in.
$180.
Defiant from Snakebite.
As he has been since dropping 5-3 behind. Oh, now a chance for Wright if
54.
James Wade can't find a treble last start, which he hasn't. And that just gives a glimmer of hope for Peter Wright, I think. This is deflating for the former world champion.
121.
But he's still in it.
He is.
He's still in it. But Wade, is he going to do what Wade does so well? 10 for tops and a 6-5 win.
90.
And another match start. That's 2 match starts he's had now.
Peter Wright looked like a man who couldn't believe his luck. Probably was preparing to shake hands. Level 18. Finds it. Tops. Peter Wright for the match.
74.
Oh, it was epic resilience that got him there. But he couldn't convert the chance. Will Wade give him another one? He will not. James Wade closes the door, brings the curtain down on an epic battle against his old Premier League rival. And Peter Wright's fight back comes to nothing. James Wade wins, but only just 6 legs to 5. Countering the Darby effort. Well, 67 left.
171.
Make that 16 left after 9 darts. You talk about a fast start
59.
from Hollywood, Chris Darby.
Yep, 88 he needs.
Game shot.
88 he gets an 11 dart leg for Chris Darby to break the throw. If Josh Rock was in any way wondering what was to come. It's a good start from Hollywood. But back
180.
comes Rock.
Sharp darts. Chris Darby looks like he's had a bit of a sharp trim over the weekend.
60.
Well, Rock's Max has given himself a chance of breaking back here, and the shot is on. 14s. It's a single to leave the bull,
Game
and the
shot.
bull he delivers. What a start to this match. Darby looks away in anguish, but that was quality from the Rock.
Josh Rock dropped the opening leg of the match on his own throw, but he may now run off 3 legs straight.
135.
In fact, he's odds on to do so at this moment in time.
Yeah, 38 score.
Just checking his score, Darby.
57.
But Rock here looking for another break. Tops for 3-1.
Game shot.
And Josh Rock has reeled off 3 on the spin. Levels up the 180 count again.
Who knew that hitting 180s was so easy, Mark?
55.
Yeah. Effortless, isn't it? Well, that is an error from Darby. Now, it might not matter.
57.
No, it doesn't, because Rock can't get a treble to leave himself on a finish. So Darby's had a bit of fortune there.
46 left.
134.
And he picks double 16 as his double of choice to return. Can Rock leave 24?
140.
Has to settle for leaving 64. Darby to extinguish the hope of Rock in this leg and level the match. Mark you at 3 each.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Chris Darby.
Way he's been slightly below par recently. But nonetheless, I would say that's a match that he could consider himself very much in the thick of.
60.
Absolutely. Well, look, there's still 4 more events after this. As Rock is looking for the 150 out and the deflection. Is that going to fall out of the board? He seems quite calm.
There is, but you'd rather start the third from the end in 16th and 17th. That's the point, isn't it? He doesn't want to leave it to the last knockings.
Well, look at this.
Double 18.
Game shot.
Magic from Darby and a fist bump from Josh Rock. A high-quality game and a high-quality finish. It's a third break of throw for Chris Darby, and that 150 out could prove to be a match winner. Is he going to do it in style? He doesn't need to.
100.
Leaves himself 64, knowing he'll be back with a chance to win the match. Rock defiant to the end.
140.
Fires in a 140 just in case, but it's Darby's to win.
Double 8 for the match. Bring the curtain down on a classic on the Pro Tour. Josh Rock congratulates Hollywood. It was a special performance from the Geordie, and Chris Darby storms into the quarterfinals with an emphatic victory over the World Cup winner, Josh Rock. 6 legs to 3.
Absolutely.
He's now got real hope, whereas before it did look that jeopardy was the order of the day and he was in absolute
57.
peril. So things are better, even if he doesn't nail it down today.
Yeah, and he can go in tomorrow with a little bit more confidence.
Of course,
and
yeah.
Listen, we both know how important that is for these players, is to have genuine confidence. It's not about what you do on the practice board or how well you're playing in practice. It's about results and hitting doubles when you're under it. And he has done that multiple times today, and that can only be a good thing.
Chance to go 2-1 up now for Damien Heta. 76. Vincere's left 120. If Heta misses this double 8, he doesn't miss this double 8.
He's done that a few times today. Mike De Decker. You know, there's a list of guys, and I'd certainly put Damien Heta.
And are they demonstrably better than Damien Heta?
No,
probably not.
No, they're not. Not in any department.
No.
Sometimes you do need that bit of good fortune when it comes to finding 45. That right kind of shot or that right kind of performance, or they actually have a bounce out or miss an opportunity of their own.
And again.
171.
Always.
Do enjoy 3 lots of treble 19. So did he, by the way, to leave double 8. And this is a big passage of play now, because Heta can go too clear.
It's been good on double 8. And he's good again. What a leg of darts. An 11 dart break of throw. UK Open, where he was just too frequently hitting big averages, and we felt that he could be one that if he stuck it all together over the course of 3 days, could well come out on top. And he did.
Yeah, great weekend and evening for Goldfinger. Brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the final that he won off the canvas against MVG from nowhere.
It looked
double
like
12.
And the match.
And that is a comprehensive victory from Damien Heta, the Heat. Too hot for flyers. And Damien Heta waltzes through to the semi-finals with an average of almost 109. Top quality, top class display from the Australian. He wins 6-2. First to 6 best of 11 darts matches, so there's a bit more leeway for players here to get into their stride. And if you do have a bad start, you've got more time to dig yourself out of the hole, Chris, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Gives you more scope to just go into a match, like you say, a little bit more laid back and less worried about going behind early. But Van Veen looking to get the break at the earliest opportunity. He'll be back at double 16.
Doesn't look worried about anything, to be quite honest with you.
Neither of these two give
60.
too much away.
Game shot.
Right on cue with a troublous visit. Darby looks to the heavens, but Van Veen couldn't see it.
Absolutely metronomic.
180.
Like watching a robot-operated lathe in operation.
43,
I mean,
yeah.
just
That match that Darby had with Rob Cross at the Worlds was, listen, I know he ultimately went on to lose that match, but
65.
for sort of 4 sets of that game, it was like watching a machine.
since reached the semi-finals of the biggest tournament in world darts.
81.
And who knows, he may go on to go further than that in due course. He's certainly a guy you would put on the shortlist when you arrive at Alexandra Palace based on his course form, Chris, I think.
Yeah.
Game
Oh,
shot.
yes, lovely
Beautiful.
finish.
1-3-7 out for a 12-dart breaker throw.
$180.
Starting to clatter those in. 3 in this semi-final. 2-1 to Darby.
180.
Make that 2-2 right on cue.
At the moment, out of interest, bookmakers will offer you 33-1 against Chris Darby, winning the next World Darts Championship. Van Veen shorter in the betting at 25-1.
Fascinating, that.
180.
That's just the opinion of professional odds makers. But what do they know compared with Chris Mason?
Listen, as an each-way punt, there's worse bets out there than Darby at 33s, I can assure you.
16 here for his opponent,
Game shot.
which he's found right in the bottom corner, masked by that second dart, but it was in there. Don't worry about that.
2 legs, I think he went 12-11. Didn't even get a look at a double in the last 2 legs.
94.
Let that be a lesson to you, young Mason.
It was, and you know, after that, I sort of watched it back.
99.
Why are you continuing to leave tops and tens? You can't get anywhere near. Well, it was close, but they just wouldn't go in.
Right.
And then me got more and more frustrated and got more and more stubborn rather than have changed it up, leaving double 16 or double 18, any other option. And that's what these players now are very. Luke Littler as well. He's
47.
You will see him constantly make a decision. If he's not feeling it, he'll switch it up.
Chris Darby wanted to stay on the treble 20, but felt he couldn't see enough of it to aim at it. And Van Veen is not going to go out here, so Darby will have a chance at a very awkward 3-figure combination where multiple targets are required. Good start. 76 will go double-double. Double-double. Oh, he loves that one. That's the one he loves. That's the one he introduced to the repertoire in Blackpool last year. You might remember it, Chris. 96, yes. Single 20, double 19, double 19. It became known as the Darby. It's not as warm as it might have been the last couple of days, but it is warm in the East Midlands here. Chris Darby feeling the heat.
Yes, 26 out there this afternoon.
100.
Warm enough then, Chris, isn't it, to be playing?
Certainly is.
A little clammy, and Chris Darby just taking the opportunity to wipe the sweat off his hands and off his face.
37.
What a response, though, this has been from Van Veen.
Van Veen looking at 81. Doesn't need to worry about going for the bullseye. Treble 10 leaves double 16.
Game
yes,
shot.
81. Check out, puts him 5-3 up. Well, this is good stuff now.
Yeah, tons. And Darby does have the darts to level things up.
Taking full advantage. Can he stick another one in there for a max seat to leave 48?
100.
Well, 88 will have to do. And that might mean he only gets a shot at the bullseye at the end of it.
100.
And he will have to go that way with Van Veen on 130.
Yeah, well within his wheelhouse, the 130. Oh,
shot.
Beautiful. 11-dart breaker throw after a 13-dart hold. And he is right back in this one and arguably now gone favourite because he has the throw in 2 of the next 3.
This is better, much better. Perfect.
Fills it up to leave 170. Very, very clever indeed. This could be
99.
a seriously special 6.
Could he go 171, 170? Could you, Chris? No, not this time. Through gritted teeth, he has to throw another one. But it's still good, isn't it? Let's get it right.
Van Veen with it all to do. This may be his last 3.
Wanted to do everything on the 18 segment. Couldn't get the go started. Chris Dobie now is looking at 70 for the match, treble 18. 20 now for double 16. 1 dart in hand to reach the final of Players' Championship 17. And Chris Dobie is in the final. That was a brilliant game of darts. High quality, high excitement. And Chris Dobie is the man who wins it. Jan van Veen was in charge midway through, but Dobie rallied with some quite brilliant darts and gets home in the end by 7 legs to 5, and he'll be in the money match in a few minutes' time. And he's got a chance here of a 12-dart leg, Dirk van Dijvenbode. On now, single 17 leaves the top of the shop.
97.
Oh, he's missed some 1 dart in hand shots. He missed the 76 where he had 2. He missed double 5 for the 130. Just missed that opportunity there.
78.
He has time on his side due to the power scoring.
Game shot.
Double 5 this time. No drama at all.
Not too bad.
Yeah, leaves him what should be at least a dart at the ball, and he had no issue on the 87 a little earlier.
125.
Oh, that's another horrible deflection. Bull again.
45.
That was a long, long way off.
Tops it is.
62.
That was for a 102, and Dobie has another reprieve.
More missed darts at double. Dirk really could be running away with this. As it is.
Game shot.
He's got to think about hanging in there.
In a Players' Championship, you get a bit more bang for your buck in these finals. Dobie has dropped a dart, retrieves it.
140.
Gets he special. Picked off the floor, slammed in the 60.
180.
Well, he's still averaging in excess of 108. Dirk van Dijvenbode. Chris Dobie, despite being 3-all, is some 10 points adrift. As he misses the ball, we'll be seeing the ball here. Oh. Bit of Rod Harrington.
Yeah. 45. Tops. Double 8.
Game shot.
Chris Dobie leads again. And we're in leg 9, so
91.
You can work out just what kind of rate approximately they're at. Over 1 a leg, which is ludicrous.
55.
All right, doesn't need to go for this. So if he does hit the treble 20, would have been looking. Well, the ball's on, single 18.
98.
Never going to go for it, Dobie.
Well, he now has a dart and a double, which would win any tie up to and including the quarterfinals of these championships. But this one will push him to within a couple of legs.
Shot.
When we look at it back, Chris, will be those legs when Van Dijvenbode missed darts at double and Dobie went out.
Yeah, and there was multiple checkouts.
3 of those, yeah.
180.
And 8 maximums for the big over genius. I'm often fond of saying it's not
140.
It's not how many darts at double you miss, it's when you miss and what your opponent does after you've missed them.
Correct.
I mean, you can miss as many as you like if they keep missing two, can't you? As long as you go out and win the leg.
Or if they're not even, you know, anywhere near a finish.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a bit like the double in percentages. If you get it in that turn, you'll visit perfect, aren't you?
Correct,
not necessarily.
Here's another leg to file in the same category if he hits this, Darby. And it'll put him to the brink of victory. He wants double 8. And it's another leg in which Bergh has missed a double or darts at double. And Chris Darby says, thank you very much. I feel like it's New Year's Eve.
$140.
I'll take it. Well, we know he loves double 19, and this finish would have ended on double 19, but he couldn't find
65.
a treble needed to start the combination. 80 for Bergh, 90 for Darby.
There again. And then tops to trim the lead
40.
to 1. But now Chris Darby match point again. Should get at least one more match start here. Another single leaves the bull. Close to the double. But it is the bullseye.
65.
Yeah, he didn't even contemplate trying to go for the treble for fear of a deflection and skewing off into the 1 or the 5. Double 10. One left.
Game shot.
7-6 it is. It is a breaker throw. Here is it. This is what
55.
pressure does to you.
No chance now of a finish on this turn.
43.
Leaves 100. This 105 for Van Dijvenbode is to tie the match. That seemed almost impossible 6 or 7 minutes ago. He wants 32.
Game shot.
Dirk Van Dijvenbode. That is over genius in every possible way. The 105 makes it 4 on the trot. Level game, 7 each. He leads by 81. So suddenly Darby is under the cosh here when he seemed to have the match won not long ago. What a match this has
98.
been. What a final this has been.
Oh, it's had everything, hasn't it? Had the flair. It's had the pressure cooker moment we're seeing right now. It's had the comeback.
91.
It's had some great finishing. It's had some poor finishing, especially from Dirk at times. That's a great 140.
Oh, what a finale now. Dirk Van Dijvenbode. Has he got the flashy finish? 136, 2 treble 20s. There's one of them. He switches to a double-double.
81.
Well, with a guy that hits 2 treble 20s with so much ease, 3 most of the time, double 8.
For the match for Darby at long last. On the outside wire.
Game shot and the match. Chris Darby.
It's delight for Darby. That epic final does have its Hollywood ending as Chris Darby wins his 2nd Players' Championship of 2025. He wins Players' Championship 17 in Leicester.